Hello, welcome to Scholar Fedu. This is our UTME prep series where we provide relatively detailed solutions and explanations to the UTME questions. And in this recording, we're looking at the UTME questions for biology for the year 2011. This is the first part of the recording where we are going to look at the first 25 questions out of the 50 questions that we have for this year. Before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share our content, and you can also leave a comment on our videos. You could also visit our website at scholar.com to practice the UTME exam for free. Alright, so the first question is on the paper type. Which question paper type of biology is given to you? So in this recording, we're using the type C. Now this question is very important. Sometimes some people might regard it as insignificant. Okay, so they may just skip it or they may just pick anything. Now that is wrong. Okay, in that the paper type that you choose will determine how your exam is going to be marked. So if you choose the paper type, okay, that is different from what you've been given, that means that your answers are going to be marked against answers that are meant for another paper type, and that can greatly affect your results. Sometimes this paper type, they can be letters of the alphabet like type A, type B, type C, like that, or it could be colors like green, and another type can be used. Now we don't have this in every exam, in every UTME exam. There are some UTME exams where you have different type, okay, and there are some that they just the exam body just serves you random question, they just serve you the same question all through. But in a question like this where where you are dealing with paper type, then endeavor to pick the paper type that corresponds to what you've been given. Next, on adaptation, the function of the red head in male agama lizards is to attract the female lizard for mating. Okay, so it's one of the courtship behavior in agama lizard. So that attractive red head is to draw the attention of the female lizard. Next, on living organism, in which of the following species is the biomass of an individual the smallest? The Spirogyra has the smallest biomass from the given option, the Spirogyra. Next, seed plants are divided into monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Okay, the seed plants, they are the spermatophytes, so they are divided into monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Monocotyledons, that is those having one seed, okay, or one cotyledon, and the dicotyledons, those that have two cotyledons. Next, on living organisms, in which of the following groups of vertebrates is parental care mostly exhibited? It is mostly in mammals. Okay, mammals, they exhibit of the options that we have here, the mammals are the one that mostly exhibit parental care. After the mammals, then we have the birds, okay, and then fishes, like that. So mammals, they have the longest and the most complex parental care. Next, so we have a diagram here. We have to use it to answer the question here. Okay, which of the organisms represented are notable agricultural pests? That is I, the grasshopper, and ivy, which are and termites. Okay, I is the grasshopper from the diagram that we have here. I is the grasshopper, and the second one, ivy, is the termite. Both of them, they are agricultural pests in that they cause damage, or they are capable of causing damage to plant crops. Next, an economic importance of the organism represented by ivy is that. So the organism represented as ivy here is the termite, and one of what it does is it destroys farm crops, which is why it is regarded as an agricultural pest. Okay, ivy and I here, the grasshopper. Okay, both of them are agricultural pests. So one of what it does is that it destroys farm crops. Next, using the same diagram, the adult form of III is a vector of. The adult form of III is a mosquito. Okay, it is a mosquito, and the mosquito is a vector, that is the carrier of the causative organism of what we call elephantiasis. Next, also on adaptation, an adaptative importance of nuptial flight from termite colonies is to. Nuptial flight in termites is one of its main objective is to disperse the reproductive member of the colony or of that caste to disperse them in order to establish new colonies. Okay, in order to establish new colonies. So this is one of the major importance of the nuptial flight. Next, on cell and its environment, which of the following can cause shrinkage of living cells? That is when the cell is placed in an hypertonic solution. Okay, when the cell is placed in an hypertonic solution. So what happens is that when a living cell is placed inside a solution that is hypertonic, the fluids, okay, the fluids in that living cell, they are going to be attracted by that solution. Okay, that is, there's going to be outflow. There's going to be outflow of fluids from that living cell, okay, into that solution, that hypertonic solution that it's in, and that will lead to shrinkage, okay, or what we call plasmolysis. So the cell is going to shrink, okay. But if the cell is placed in an hypotonic solution, okay, that is a solution of weaker concentration, what is going to happen is, instead of outflow, okay, in an hypertonic solution, we are going to have inflow. Okay, there's going to be inflow of solution into the cell, and when you have fluids, okay, flowing, or solvents flowing into the cell begins to swell until it eventually bursts, okay, leading to what we call hemolysis. But when it is placed in an isotonic solution, that is the solution of equal concentration, then there's not going to be any significant change in that cell. We have our website at scholar.com where you could practice exams for free, the UTME exam and the post-UTME exam. It also features modular quizzes in physics, chemistry, and biology. So if you've studied a topic in any of the subjects and you want to test your understanding of the topic, you can head on to our website at scholar.com and take modular quizzes for free. Also, if you sign up on the website, it has a personalized dashboard where you could use to check your progress in learning. We also have interactive sessions on the website and on our social media platform. Freebies are also available to top performance on the website. Next question, we have a diagram here, so it's easy to answer the question. The gas involved in the process is, that is carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide. So here we have sucrose, okay, with yeast. Now this yeast is going to bring about the fermentation of the sucrose here, okay, and what happens during fermentation is that carbon dioxide is released. Okay, carbon dioxide is released. So the carbon dioxide that is released, the carbon dioxide gas that is released here, okay, goes into this lime water, and it turns this lime water milky. Okay, it turns into like it looks like a milky solution, like whitish, milkish solution. So this is one of the tests for carbon dioxide. Okay, one of the tests for carbon dioxide. So passing it through the lime water, okay, if the lime water turns milky, then that suggests that the gas is carbon dioxide. That's carbon oxide. Next, using the same diagram, the experimental setup is used to demonstrate the process of fermentation. So like I mentioned, that this yeast here is going to bring about the fermentation of that sucrose that I have in this in the substance that I have here. So this experiment is used to demonstrate fermentation, okay, and the passing of a gas through lime water can be used to test for the presence of carbon dioxide or carbon. Next, on cell and circulatory system, which of the following is true of leukocytes? So the leukocytes, they are the white blood cells, okay, and they are nucleated. They are large and they are nucleated. Nucleated meaning that they have a nucleus, unlike the red blood cell. So the white blood cells have nucleus. Next, on digestion, the conversion of a nutrient into a molecule in the body of a consumer is referred to as, this is what is called digestion, okay, the conversion of a nutrient into a molecule that is then absorbed by the body of the consumer is regarded as digestion. What we call absorption here is the intake of the nutrients, okay, the intake of the nutrients that are resulting from digestion. The intake of the nutrients or the flow of the nutrients into the bloodstream is what is regarded as absorption. Assimilation is then the absorption of those nutrients into the cell, okay, from the blood, the absorption of the nutrients into the cell. So absorption of the nutrients into the bloodstream is that's absorption, right? but the absorption or the intake of the nutrients into the cells is what is called assimilation. Okay. Now inhibition is not even a part of the nutrition process. Inhibition basically means preventing something from happening. Okay, preventing something from happening, and that is not that's not one of the nutrition processes. Nutrition processes that we have are digestion, we have absorption, assimilation, ingestion, and elimination. Next, on living organism, the ability of living organisms to detect and respond to changes in the environment is referred to as, this is what is called irritability or sensitivity. The ability to respond to stimuli, okay, internal stimuli or external stimuli. Stimuli like heat, okay, like temperature, like the presence of a chemical substance. The ability to respond to stimuli is what is called irritability in living organism. Next, on transport system, in mammals, the exchange of nutrients and metabolic products occurs in the lymph. Okay, exchange of nutrients in mammals occurs in the lymph, which is a part of the lymphatic system of the body. So the lymph, it absorbs nutrients from the intestinal lining, from the linings of the intestine, and it transports those nutrients to the blood. Next, on growth, an example of an endospermous seed is the maize is an endospermous seed. Okay, it's an endospermous seed. So meaning that it has an endosperm which acts as a food storage where food is stored. Okay, and the stored food is used to nourish the developing embryo. But the non-endospermous seeds, they store their food in their cotyledon. Okay. Alright, so the question here, which of the above modes of nutrition is correctly matched with the organism that exhibits it? So the first one, we have parasitism to sundew. Now the sundew is a carnivorous plant. It feeds on insects, it traps insects, and then it absorbs nutrients. It releases digestive enzymes which will then break down the body of that insect, and then it absorbs the nutrients from that insect. However, the sundew is a plant, okay, and green plants generally, okay, they are autotrophs, meaning they are able to manufacture their own food by photosynthesis. So this parasitism here is not, yes, we can say that the sundew is parasitic to the insect, okay, but it is not the primary way by which this organism gets its food. Okay, primarily it gets its food from photosynthesis. Okay, the amoeba autotrophism is a mode of nutrition in which the organism is able to manufacture its own food. Okay, like you have in plants. Now the amoeba is a unicellular microorganism that cannot manufacture its food. It feeds on already made food. So autotrophism to amoeba is wrong. Okay, this is a wrong matching here. Saprophytism is where an organism feeds on dead organic matter, like dead parts of living organism. The algae is a plant. Okay, it is a class of plants, and they are able to manufacture their food. So saprophytism is not going to be, this is also a wrong match here. Heterotrophism is the opposite of autotrophism. So it is a feeding nutrition in which the organism is not able to manufacture its food, and that applies to this agama, the agama lizard. The agama lizard, as you know, is an animal, okay, and it cannot manufacture its food. It cannot photosynthesize. So what it does, it feeds on ready made food, insects and others. So the agama lizard is an heterotroph. So autotrophism here, this is a correct match here. It's correctly matched here to the agama lizard. So we have IV. You can also join our online tutorial classes for different classes. We have tutorials for students in SS1, 2, or 3. We also have for UTME candidates, for JAMB candidates, for students who want to write the JAMB or the UTME exam, and for those who want to have the post-UTME exam after the UTME exam, and also for candidates that are sitting for WAEC exam or GCE or NECO. And we offer this tutorial on various platforms, so you could join us on WhatsApp or on Telegram, it could be on Zoom or on Google Classroom. So we have various platforms where we take our tutorial. The links to join the platform are available on our website at scholar.com, or you could also check it out in the video description below. Next, on organic compounds on the introductory biochemistry. Use the following information to answer the question below. So we have different tests to be here. One containing cane sugar and water, another containing cane sugar and diluted acid, and we have the third one containing cane sugar and its degrading enzyme. So the question is, in which of the test tube will glucose be detected after complete hydrolysis? This will be in the test tube II and the test tube III. Okay, after complete hydrolysis, glucose will be deposited in those two test tubes, the one containing cane sugar and diluted acid, and the one containing the sugar and its degrading enzyme. Next, on practical biology. So using the same question, the enzyme involved in the hydrolysis is, that is in II and III and I as well. That is the sucrase. So sucrase is the digestive enzyme that is found in the small intestine, which catalyzes, okay, the hydrolysis of sucrose into fructose and glucose. Next, on homeostasis, the part of the mammalian ear responsible for the maintenance of balance is that is the ossicles. Okay, the ossicles and the semicircular canal, they are responsible for balance. Next, on respiration, the part followed by air as it passes through the lungs in mammals is, now this is a question that has been repeated. So air starts from the trachea, which is the largest, the largest passage here. So the trachea to the bronchi, which then branches into the bronchioles, okay, which is subdivided into bronchioles and finally into the alveoli. The alveoli is where the actual gaseous exchange, this is where it actually takes place, in the alveoli. So you have the trachea to the bronchi to the bronchioles and finally to the alveoli. Next, on adaptation, the movement response of a cockroach away from a light source can be described as, that is negative phototassism. Okay, negative phototassism. Now when we say tassism, it means response. Okay, response to stimuli such as light. The response to light, okay, is called phototassism. Alright, phototassism, response to light. It could be positive or negative depending on what direction that organism, okay, is moving towards. If the responding organism is moving towards the light source, that will be positive phototassism. Okay, it will be positive phototassism. But if it is moving away from the light source, then that will be negative phototassism. So the movement of the cockroach away from the light source is phototassism. Now, why is it tassism and not trophism? Is because in the case of tassism, the organism is able to move wholly. It moves its whole, from like its whole body, okay, away from that stimuli or towards that stimuli. But in the case of phototrophism, it is limited movement, as you have in plants. Okay, in plants, for example, so the sunflower, for example, it has what we call positive phototrophism. Positive phototrophism, not tassism, phototrophism. In that the sun plant, the sunflower, it moves with the sun as the sun is moving. Okay, as the sun is moving, say from here like this. Okay, you see the plant too moving like this, changing. Okay, it moves like with the sun, so it's moving towards, like the sun. That is positive phototrophism. I say it's trophism because it's a limited movement, okay, that you have in plants. So we have tassism is usually associated with animals. Okay, so this type of response here of the cockroach away from the light source is negative phototassism. Next, on transport system, the vascular tissues in higher plants are responsible for, the vascular tissues are the conducting tissues. Okay, they are the conducting tissues, they are the tissues that conduct food and water in plants. So they are responsible for the movement of food and water. Now these vascular tissues consist of the xylem and the phloem. The xylem is responsible for the conduction or the movement of water from the roots to the upper part of the plant. Okay, conduction of water or some dissolved minerals from the roots to the upper part of the plant. While the phloem is responsible for the conduction of food, or what we call photosynthate, that is the product of photosynthesis, okay, from those areas where they have been produced, we refer to that as the sink. Okay, to as the source rather, where it has been produced, like the leaf and other photosynthetic part of the plant. So other parts of the plant which are usually like towards it down, okay, we call those the sink. Okay, so the xylem is responsible for the movement of water and dissolved minerals, while the phloem is responsible for the movement of photosynthesis. Alright, last question in this recording: which of the following organs regulates the level of water, salt, hydrogen ions, and urea in the mammalian blood? That is the kidney. So the kidney plays a role in osmoregulation, in the regulation of the level of water, salt, hydrogen ions, and urea in the mammalian blood. Okay, don't forget to check out our playlist. We have different playlists. We have for full solutions to UTME or JAMB questions and in physics, chemistry, and biology. We also have for modular quizzes as well. Okay, we'll also have a playlist for post-UTME or post-JAMB exam, and also for crash courses in physics, chemistry, and biology. So don't forget to check out our playlist for the available videos. So that's it for this recording. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Scholar.edu. Okay, like and share our content, and visit our website at scholar.com to practice UTME exam and modular quizzes for free. Thank you.